You're watching the Doogee S51 Disassembly. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and follow me on Twitter so you'll be notified when I upload a new video. And if you need any tools, there are links in the description. To start off, the SIM tray needs to be removed. Here's a closer look at that. Heat needs to be applied to the front of the phone where the screen is to loosen up the adhesive underneath, and then a plastic pry tool can be used to pry the screen off. The screen can now be lifted over, but be careful since the cable is still attached to the main board. There's a single Phillips screw which needs to be removed. The flex cable for the screen can now be disconnected. Here's a better look at the other side of the screen. There are 13 T5 or Torx 5 screws which need to be removed. There are some catches on the bottom and top holding the mid plate down. Here's a better look at the mid plate. The earpiece speaker is held in place using a cure-in-place rubber gasket. The battery cable can be disconnected, followed by the rest of the flex cables. This flex cable connecting the main board to the subboard can be disconnected from the subboard as well and removed. There's an adhesive pouch holding the battery in place. Here's a better look at the 5180 mAh battery. The coaxial cable from the subboard needs to be disconnected by popping it off. There are 5 Phillips screws which are holding on the main board that need to be removed. Now the main board can be removed. We can see the headphone jack located on the top corner. Next to that is a notification LED and a proximity sensor. And to the right of that is the 8 megapixel front-facing camera. The SIM card and memory card reader is located over here. On the back side, there's a 12 megapixel primary camera, as well as a 2 megapixel portrait lens. The quad LED flash are located here, and the vibrator motor is located here and soldered onto this board. There are also some antenna lines drawn on this plastic cover, which are the light gray color lines. Once that flex cable is disconnected, we can lift up this plastic piece as well as gently pry the vibrator motor off. Here's a better look at that. Once that plastic piece is removed, we can see that the supposed 2 megapixel portrait camera is actually fake. This is the second time that I'm personally seeing that Doogee is doing this, and I'm not sure the reason behind it, if they're doing it for aesthetic reasons, but they're basically advertising that it comes with a 2 megapixel portrait camera. When you pry it off, you can see there's nothing connected to it. I mean, there's a connector right over here on the main board, so I'm not sure why they're not including a camera and connecting to the connector over here. The cable for the main camera can be disconnected by just popping it off. There's also a liquid damage indicator sticker, which is this white sticker over here. Once this shield is removed, we can see a thermal pad which sits on top of the processor, and next to it we can see the RAM. The NFC antenna is located underneath the battery, and the flex cable for it is here. And if you need to replace the buttons, you can just lift them up and pull them out. There are 4 Phillips screws on the bottom which need to be removed. Here is a better look at the subboard. The charger port is located over here. On the other side, we can see the primary microphone. The bottom speaker assembly can be lifted up and removed. Here's a better look at the bottom speaker assembly. There are some antenna lines drawn on this plastic cover, and there's a rubber gasket around the opening. The camera lens cover is held down with some adhesive, so if you needed to replace that, you just have to heat it up and pry it off. For the repairability score on this phone, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Now it's time to put the phone back together. Once everything's back in place, power on the phone, and you're done. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.